Normally I start one of my videos with a funny intro, but since it's the holidays and I literally just ate 20 Ferrero Rochers as a meal, we're gonna take it easy and have a cozy Wheel of Time fireside chat. We'll be going over stuff like how Padan Fain got the dagger, Nynaeve's resurrection, and what's next for Moiraine and Rand. And don't worry, for those worried about book spoilers, I'll save those till the very end and will warn you beforehand. The final episode, titled The Eye of the World, is the location that Aes Sedai sorceress Moiraine Damodred believes the Dark One was in prison several thousand years ago, but she calls this into question when Ishamael appears. He is not the Dark One as the show might have you believe, rather one of the Forsaken, a group of legendary channelers who serve the Shadow. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. We have to go back 3,000 years to the end of the Age of Legends, also known as the Second Age. This was a time before the Dark One corrupted the male half of the One Power, making it impossible for men to channel without being driven to madness. The One Power is a form of magic in the Wheel of Time, and it is split into both a male and female part. We get to meet the man who was able to cage the Dark One, Lews Therin, event which also resulted in the male half of the One Power being corrupted. This is why there are no male channelers in the Third Age. We also see how 3,000 years ago, things were much more technologically advanced, something that was stifled with the Dark One's advances. Rand is coming hot off the heels of learning he is the Dragon Reborn, a channeler of immense power that will either save or destroy humanity. So Moiraine brings him to the Eye of the World in the hopes he will be able to cage the Dark One yet again. They must travel through the Blight, corrupted land that emanates from the Dark One's prison. Its rapid growth suggests the Dark One's powers are growing with it. We see the Blight has completely overtaken the city of Malkir, who Lan, Moiraine's warder, was in line to be king of. Speaking of him, there is a love affair between him and Nynaeve, however it'll likely be a forbidden one since she says a wisdom never weds.
A wisdom never weds.
In a dream, Ishamael tells Rand that he doesn't stand a chance against the Dark One. The last Reborn came with 99 companions, all of them stronger than Moiraine. What chance does he have? But Moiraine has a secret weapon, a sangreal. This object was created from the One Power itself when 1,000 male channelers put the entirety of their strength into it. When you channel with it, it increases your power 100-fold. Egwene, Perrin, and Nynaeve ask for more information from Min, a woman who has the ability to see visions of the future. She predicts Nynaeve's death at the upcoming battle. We'll later see Min escaping the city before the Dark Army invasion, so expect her to make an appearance in future seasons. With the Dark Army on its way to the fortress city of Fal Dara, Lord Agelmar sends his troops to the wall at Tarwin's Gap. Meanwhile, Rand and Moiraine make it to the Eye. In fact, the symbol in the center Moiraine refers to as the Eye. When Rand touches it, he's transported to a dream world, a vision of the future he can have if he wants it.
You can remake the world in your image.
In it, he's married to his love, Egwene, and has a daughter, a vision which Min also predicted. In the real world, Moiraine holds a knife to Rand's unconscious body as she talks to Ishamael. If Rand chooses the dark side, she'll be ready to kill him.
I'll kill them myself before I let him up.
While Rand is swayed by this perfect future and it is what he wants, it's not necessarily what Egwene wants, thus he turns from it and refuses Ishamael's help. Back at the fortress, Perrin helps uncover the Horn of Alir, only to be blown during the last battle. An item that will call upon the greatest heroes of the past to fight at their side, but the horn is stolen by Padan Fain, who you might remember as being a traveling peddler in episode 1. He has secretly been a Dark Friend, a name given to those who help the dark side. And if things couldn't get worse for our heroes, the Dark Army breaches the wall and King Agelmar is killed, leaving his sister Lady Amalisa, Egwene, and Nynaeve alongside some other channelers to prepare a final stand. Lady Amalisa was in training to become Aes Sedai, but was deemed not to have enough power. It's a fitting end for her then when she is able to channel all of their energy into a giant electrical storm which completely devastates the Dark Army. In the books, however, it's Rand who actually does this. Lady Amalisa and Nynaeve die in the process, but somehow Egwene is able to revive Nynaeve, which is quite divergent from the books. As far as how Egwene was able to do this healing, we aren't 100% sure, just that the showrunner mentioned we'll be seeing just how far the powers of these characters can go in the next season. So I'll leave it up to you whether you think this is just lazy writing or that they're setting up something bigger. Now I want to talk about Padan Fain, the guy who ends up taking the Horn of Valyr, likely to be used as bait for catching Rand. He ends up killing the Ogier Loyal with the ruby-encrusted dagger Mat took from Shadar Logoth. Now the showrunner has said there are clues as to how he got the dagger, and I spent about an hour and a half combing over all the footage, and the best I could come up with was this. We know Padan Fain has been following the group throughout the entire season. We also know that the last time we saw the dagger was when Lan picked it up after its hold on Mat was taken out by Moiraine, so it's easy to assume Lan still has it. In episode 7, Perrin catches a glimpse of Padan in the market, escorted by 2 guards. One of these guards will later see roaming the residence chambers when Egwene goes to visit Nynaeve. We also know that Padan has insider information. For example, he knows the secret code phrase to be allowed access into the keep. He'd only know this if he had someone working for him on the inside, who I believe to be this guard. A guard who would have access to the rooms and be able to retrieve the dagger for Padan. That's the best I could come up with, but if you have a better theory, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Is Loyal dead? Well, it certainly looks like it from what we see. However, the showrunner has stated that those who appear dead may not be. So it's kind of a tease, and Loyal might make it out after all. And heck, if Egwene has this healing power, who knows what could happen? Rand is able to get out of Ishamael's vision, not accepting his dream of a perfect world. And something I found rather odd was, as Ishamael is being seemingly defeated, he kinda smiles, like gives off this grin, almost as if to say this won't be the last time we see him. This event has also left behind a Quendiar, which is Old Tongue for Heartstone. It's an unbreakable material that was used to seal the Dark One in his prison. Moiraine believes this as a sign that the battle we just witnessed wasn't the last battle, but just the beginning. Rand tells Moiraine that he must go on his own and to tell others that he is dead. He sees this as a better outcome than telling his friends he'll soon succumb to madness. Then we have Moiraine losing her powers, which look to be the result of Ishamael. Now we're going to get into a little bit of book spoilers, so if you want to click off, do so now. Moiraine doesn't lose her powers in the books, and in book 2 she's only really in about 1 chapter. So to give her something to do next season, the writers have decided to tell the story that takes place at Tiffin's Well and span that across a whole season. Tiffin's Well is where Moiraine and Lan attempt to find answers about the Horn of Valyr and the Dragon Reborn. Rand is likely heading off to the great city of Caemlyn. This was skipped in season 1, but is an important place where several key characters are introduced, including Elaine Trakand, who has already been cast. The finale ends with the introduction of the Shan-Chan Empire. This is an invasion that has been decades in the making. They plan on retaking the continent, believing it once belonged to their ancestors, so it's rightfully theirs. They have with them several powerful channelers who can manipulate and control giant tsunamis, so this will definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Wheel of Time Season 1 has come to an end, and I want to know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching, everyone. For more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, remember, Daddy loves you very much.